Could the next Indiana Jones really be a woman? Stick with me to hear all the latest news on Indiana Jones 5 and what Spielberg has been saying about a potential female heir to the whip and fedora. My name is Amy, I'll be your host for today. I'm a screenwriting student and a long-time Indiana Jones fan. If you'd like to support this channel and hear more from me, then please like, subscribe and ring that bell for regular updates. The Indiana Jones films make up a huge chunk of American film and cultural history. It's had good points and it's had bad, all pretty well documented. But since Lucasfilm was bought by Disney in 2012, it doesn't look like they'll be consigning the franchise to history anytime soon, with Spielberg telling news sources that the fifth film will be Ford's last, but that the franchise will continue after that. In the same interview, and in one of the most awkward comments I've ever heard, Spielberg also implied that the character's next iteration could be female, saying, "We'd have to change the name from Jones to Joan, and there would be nothing wrong with that." Now, while somebody takes Stephen aside to explain surnames to him, we are going to talk about why I don't agree with his faux right-on statement. And it feels like exactly that, Spielberg trying to stay relevant in the Me Too era and coming off like a creepy uncle telling you to burn your bra. Comparably, Barbara Broccoli, producer of the James Bond franchise, famously said of her protagonist, "Bond is male, he's a male character, he was written as a male, and I think he'll probably stay as a male." I agree with Barbara. Switching the gender of existing characters without scope to do so hurts everybody, giving people who don't want to see more female protagonists more fuel for their outrage machine, and depriving young women who want more cinematic role models of female protagonists that are genuine and authentic. I don't want an Indiana Jones film full of miss-the-mark jokes about periods and sports bras. What the film industry is missing is films that show women as human beings with universal problems beyond romance. Hollywood's audience is crying out for original female characters, preferably written by the 17% of popular film writers that are female right now. With that being said, male contenders for the iconic role are looking increasingly thin on the ground. The reception of the fourth film, The Crystal Skull, was so poor that not only did it spawn its own phrase to describe an increasingly ridiculous franchise, but it ensured that Shia LaBeouf would not be reprising his role as Jones's son, putting to bed any suggestion that he might be the next to wear the fedora. Many people, including myself, favour Chris Pratt as the next Indy for a few reasons. He has a similar charisma and style of comic timing as Ford, as well as a similar look. It's not hard to imagine him as an explorer. He has the popularity and reputation to hold his own in the franchise, and he's young enough to provide ample opportunity for several more films. It has been widely reported that Harrison Ford is not a fan of the Chris Pratt idea based on this footage.
Chris Pratt joining the franchise?
I think it's him or me.
I'm not sure what Ford is trying to imply here is that he dislikes Pratt. He's renowned for being quite a dry joker. I think it's more likely that he's referencing the financial cost of two of Hollywood's most expensive men in the same film. Ford came away from his last Star Wars film with a paycheck of between $10 to $20 million, and Pratt earned $10 million for his last Jurassic World outing. This, coupled with Disney's tactic of relying more on the pull of the intellectual property than highly paying A-list actors, suggests to me that they are unlikely to invest in two such expensive stars at once. If we wanted to read even further into Harrison Ford's throwaway remark, it wouldn't be hard to consider the implications about the exit of his character. Harrison Ford is excited about this film. Words I would never normally put in the same sentence. Could it be that he's gleeful about the impending death of yet another of his long-standing characters? It would certainly free up finances for the payment of his successor and explain his him or me remark. It would also fit with what Spielberg previously insisted back in 2015 when he said, "It's certainly not my intention to ever have another actor step into his shoes." There is only going to be one actor playing Indiana Jones, and that's Harrison Ford. Who knows how he intends to balance this with pressure from Disney to continue the franchise? I'd love to hear your ideas on the next iteration of the character in the comments below. From what we've seen of the film's development, it looks like they might not have too many ideas themselves. The film, originally slated for release in 2019, has been pushed back to 2021, with production supposedly beginning in the UK in April of 2019. Harrison Ford himself recently stated that the film was still in the scripting stage, and that doesn't look like it's been going well either, with David Koepp, the writer of The Crystal Skull, removed from scripting duties recently and replaced with Jonathan Kasdan in a move that I don't really understand. Kasdan was a writer on Solo, a Star Wars story, a film that lost Disney hundreds of millions of dollars and was described by A.O. Scott of the New York Times as a filmed Wikipedia page. Before Solo, he'd mainly written for American teen TV, aside a couple of rom-com features that both received mixed reviews. His main qualification for his positions as a writer on Solo, and now on Indiana Jones 5, is that his dad is Lawrence Kasdan, writer on The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, with his son on Solo, and on Raiders of the Lost Ark. I don't know about you, but I feel like Ford's last outing as Indiana Jones deserves more than just the son of a decent writer. As a young writer trying to break through myself, it grates. In fairness, Kasdan is being supported by a fairly secretive writer's room, and George Lucas is nowhere near the script. With Disney ready to back the franchise well into the future, this could be the film that reignites Indiana Jones for a new generation, as long as they do it right. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, let me know what you'd like to see in the comments section. Next time we'll be talking about Girls of the Sun, a film about Kurdish fighters defying ISIS extremists that got a really poor reception at Cannes. If you want to see that and more, you can subscribe to this channel, and if you know any Indiana Jones fans, feel free to share this video with them. That's all for now, thanks for listening and have a great day.